Hey cruisers, welcome to our weekly vlog coming to you from our beautiful aft facing balcony cabin on Carnival Miracle. There's nothing more exciting than doing a live vlog from a cruise, and we just want to thank you all so much for tuning in today. This vlog today is sponsored by cruiseline.com, where you can read verified reviews from real everyday cruisers. Please be sure to check them out using the link in the notes below. We have been doing so much fun stuff for you all on this cruise, and for us too, of course. We visited Cabo San Lucas for 2 days, Puerto Vallarta for 1 day, and we've had a lot of really new adventures this time, so you're going to enjoy seeing our vlogs. One of the absolute highlights of this cruise for us has been meeting subscribers. We've met at least 5 groups of people that had gave us a little hello, and we got to take pictures with them, and with their permission, we might even post some of those photos on Facebook for everybody to see. That has been awesome, and we're just so excited to be back on the high seas again. We have lots and lots of questions that we want to answer for you today, and not a whole lot of time before the battery runs dead on our camera, so we're going to keep it relatively brief today. But trust me, we have so much fun stuff coming soon that highlights this cruise, including daily vlogs, so stay tuned for that. All right, our first question today comes from Jake Padilla. Jake has a very appropriate question. It's a Carnival question. He says, Carnival offers an option called Faster to the Fun for $69 to avoid lines. Any experience with this option? Jake, yes, we do. We love Faster to the Fun. It's something that we do all the time because we are not yet platinum on Carnival, so we don't necessarily get all of those courtesies. Not only do you not have to wait in line when you buy Faster to the Fun for $69 per cabin, it's not per person, it's per cabin, which is great. You get priority embarkation, and let me tell you, you get on with all of the elite cruisers, really. You also get a priority guest services line at the purser's desk, if you will, or the hotel desk, whatever you want to call it, and you generally get priority tendering. One of the best things about Faster to the Fun too is that your luggage is delivered to your stateroom immediately on boarding, and your room is going to be ready for you earlier than everyone else. So it's something that we totally think is worth the money. If you're the kind of person who likes to get on the ship early that first day, and you have a lot of tender ports, so we highly recommend it. Totally worth the $70. Okay, let's see what our next question is today. Pardon me for reading from my phone, guys, but this is the low-tech way that we do it when we are on a cruise. I don't have the ability to print off all your questions. So we have a question from Sherilyn Wells. Sherilyn says, my husband and I don't drink alcohol. Can you get virgin drinks from the bars? Yes, you absolutely can, Sherilyn. In fact, my son has been doing that on this cruise. He just orders whatever mocktail he wants. He even ordered a mojito with no alcohol, not joking. So yeah, they'll totally do that for you. They charge you a little bit less. They're not cheap. I think a lot of the mocktails that we've been getting on Carnival Miracle have been in the $5 range. I'm not sure about Royal Caribbean. It looks like maybe you're going on Royal Caribbean, but go for it, have fun, let the bartenders get creative for you. Next question today is from Amy Rybold, or Rebold. Amy, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to say the last name. Amy says, I've been wondering, can you have only one carry-on bag? I'm assuming that you mean when you're getting on the cruise ship, not a flight, but you can have more than one carry-on bag, Amy, if you can manage it. I wouldn't recommend taking too much or too heavy because you might be stuck with that bag for a few hours if your stateroom isn't ready, so keep it light, okay? Next question today is actually not a question, I'm sorry. This is an awesome hint from KJ Guest about Alaska, and KJ says, here is my hint for Glacier sailing day. When we sailed down a fjord, we saw a glacier at the end. Everyone is crowded together on the bow or the front of the ship. Instead, go to the back of the ship, because when the ship makes a 180-degree turn to depart, you will have a front row seat with the same view. So it sounds like when KJ Guest went, the photographers were on the back of the ship too. They knew that that was the smart place to be, and that's always a good way to know. When I think about it, KJ Guest, I think we did the same thing. I think we were on the back of the ship during glacier viewing, and it wasn't crowded, and you have such a great unencumbered view. So excellent tip. Thank you so much. Next question is from Dami Candelaria from Puerto Rico. In response to our packing video, Dami is going on their first cruise in May and wants to know, she says, I'm a fruit junkie. Can I take a small bowl and fill it up with fruit from the buffet to take into the ports? Okay, Dami, I hate to say no to anyone, to anything, but taking fruit, vegetables, and food off the ship and bringing it back on the ship is frowned upon in many ports. I know we've been in Mexico most recently here, and they don't want you doing that. So we think that you should probably just stick to not taking fruit off, but you definitely cannot bring it back on, and they will inspect your bags. They will inspect your backpack when you're coming back on the ship to make sure you don't have any fruit. So just, I would say, don't do that. If you need to take something with you, take something like a dry good, like a little box of cereal or some nuts that are sealed or something like that. I'm sorry, but yeah, enjoy the fruit on board. Okay, next question today is from Chris Gomez. Chris is going to the Mexican Riviera on Carnival in July. Yay, you must be going on Carnival Miracle, Chris. Let's see. Chris says, the only thing I'm concerned about with my girlfriend is motion sickness. And so Chris has watched a lot of our videos and said, thanks for the tips. But Chris, I want to just let you know, with the Mexican Riviera itinerary, you can definitely have some issues with seasickness. As you can see, I don't know if you can see our towel animals shaking right now, and the fact that I've been moving back and forth. We're on the back of the ship. There's a lot of movement on these ships, especially on the sea days going down and up. And I am actually wearing my seasickness wristbands, aka my Wonder Woman bands today, because I've been getting a little bit woozy in the morning on the sea days for some reason. So I think that probably what you want to do is have your girlfriend wear some motion sickness bands. We have a lot of reviews on our Cruise Gear channel on products that can help you, including a watch that sends some frequencies through these pressure point areas to help you out. So you may want to check that out. I recommend you go armed with everything: motion sickness medication, ginger chews, acupressure bands, anything and everything to make her trip more pleasant. But do know that the ship's doctor can help you if there is an emergency. She's feeling very sick. They generally will give out motion sickness medicine at the front desk or on in the doctor's office. So good luck to you. Let me know how it goes. I hope that she ends up being the type of person who can cruise. Let's see here. Okay, Jeanette Garrity says, you sold me on using packing cubes. I love them. I love them too. She said, do you completely unpack them once you're on board? And when you are packing to come home, do you still use them? I found that repacking them for the return trip was a little too time consuming. Okay, so Jeanette, we, on this trip, we do this differently every time. On this trip, we've actually left them somewhat full, put them on our shelves, and we've been pulling our clothing and items out of the packing cubes as needed. When we go on longer cruises, we generally fully unpack them though. So what I want you to do is stay tuned, because when we release our video about how we organize our cabin, you're gonna see inside of our closets exactly what we did with our cubes on this one. With regard to the laundry, okay, no, we don't necessarily repack the packing cubes in a systematic and wonderful fashion. We'll quickly fold things up like the dirty laundry and stuff them into the packing cubes, but it's not that systematic or fancy, okay? Next question today is from Nate C. What do you do with the dirty laundry hamper when disembarking? We have 2 days after our cruise to sightsee, need to reserve some clean clothes. Nate, that's such a good question. And my husband and I were joking this morning. We actually had some business to tend to before this cruise, and we totally blew it on our packing game for a pre-cruise stay. So my suggestion to you, and I think what we've learned, is take a packing cube, set aside outfits for your pre or post cruise stay that are completely separate from your cruise clothes. Do not touch them when you're on the cruise, and reserve them. As for what we do with our hamper, we disassemble the hamper, take all the clothes, fold them quickly, put them in packing cubes. The most organized we're ever going to get on this is to maybe separate them out by color. Here's why. When we get home, if we've already separated them by color, they're easier to wash. So if I've got all my whites in one packing cube, I'm going to dump them into my whites hamper, if that makes sense. I hope that answers your question. Please let me know if you need a little bit more help with that. Vanilla Rose 16 says, my family and I are going on Freedom in the Seas next week. You're really close. It's our first cruise ever. It might be too late, but could you do a video walking us through the check-in process and experience? We're nervous about it. Vanilla Rose, we would love to do a video on this, but there's a reason we never have, and that is that we are not allowed to film or really even take pictures in that check-in area. It is forbidden, it's prohibited. There are signs everywhere saying don't do it. So I'm gonna walk you through it verbally as quickly as I can and try to ease your mind, okay? The most important thing that you can do is be prepared. Get all of your boarding documents, your boarding pass, your receipt, your passports, and put them in one easy to use little container of some sort. This could be something you wear around your neck. It could be a little passport holder that goes inside of your handbag, your purse, whatever. The most important thing to ease that stress, ooh, the ship is really moving. Can you guys see that? Whoa! Oh my goodness. Keep your documents handy. That's the thing that's going to help you to sort of alleviate a lot of that pressure. Get your luggage tags printed off a couple of weeks in advance and on your bags, stapled well or put into a cruise luggage tag, okay? When you get to the port, the first thing you're going to do, most likely, depending on the port, is you're going to drop off your bags. So you're going to drop off the bags that you wish to check. You're going to keep your carry-on, you're going to drop off those bags. And then you're either going to park your car and come back with your carry-on luggage, or you're going to just then proceed straight to check-in. At check-in, you will be given most likely your cruise card. So you'll give your credit card to the front desk at the terminal. They'll take your photo and they will issue you a cruise card, okay? So that's gonna be the one that lets you into your room. Then you're going to wait for a little while in the same area, maybe in a holding area. It depends. Every cruise line is different, every port is different, but you're then going to be waiting, and then it'll be time to board. And when it's time to board, you will have been given some kind of a number, like a zone number, just like when you're boarding a flight, right? And then when your number is called, or when they tell you whatever, you know, your cruise line status is, they're then going to get you onto the ship. So I hope that helps you a little bit. Try not to worry about it. And if you need a little bit more information, shoot me a note, but I think you're going to be on your cruise already. Okay, that is it for our questions and answers today. Thank you all so very much for always having wonderful episode suggestions for us, for giving us great questions to answer. We cannot wait to share our Carnival Miracle footage with you. Be sure to check out our sponsor, cruiseline.com, by clicking on the link in the notes below. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're everywhere just by searching Cruise Tips TV. And until next time, we'll see ya on the high seas. Bye!
Cruiser of the week!
Hey, click me to subscribe.